All right, today we're checking out this absolute classic that comes in the bag. Unfortunately, no box, but this shoe is phenomenal and I absolutely love it. Hey guys, welcome back to a Kicks Reasons channel, and today we're looking at the OG pair of the second generation of Reebok Aztrek, and this is one of my all-time favorite designs and one of my all-time favorite shoes and runners from Reebok. You guys probably seen my previous videos couple years ago. Come to think now, maybe 3-4 years ago, Reebok has decided to release the original Aztrek pair, which came around 1992, 1993, and that one is my all-time favorite runner from Reebok because it was the first shoe that I actually bought with my own money, and I wore it for years until it fell apart, and I still have it in my collection in terrible condition, but I still keep it as a reminder where everything started over 30 years ago. Now, the original Aztrek pair was designed by Christian Tresser, one of the most famous designers from Reebok, Nike, many other brands. He created the Air Max 97, he created the Daytona DMX, he created the Aztrek, the Pyro, tons of other sneakers from the running department, and lots of apparel and soccer boots from the soccer department, or football for the rest of the world. So let's go straight into these. This is a find that comes not very often, but I constantly scan eBay for sneakers in my size that I can go and acquire, and I know they're going to be wearable, and I know they're going to be a good condition. And regardless of the fact it doesn't have a box, I decided to pull the trigger and grab these. They were super dirt cheap, under $70 for this perfect pair of Reebok Aztrek Generation 2. And why is it Generation 2? I'm going to talk to you throughout the video, but you're gonna see them on the close-ups. All the details on this shoe are phenomenal, and the condition of this shoe is something that I actually did not believe I'm gonna find. A lot of these Generation 2 Aztreks, when you find them online, if you ever do, actually, they're gonna be cracked, they will be crumbled, they'll be beat up beyond recognition. And just the nature of the materials used on this Generation 2 are not as great as in Generation 1. Why am I saying this? Because Generation 2 uses a lot of synthetic leather on the toe rant, kind of a toe protector, and on the backside where the heel is, also for the Vector logo. Now, the original one, and you've probably seen my videos again, I have a couple of the original pairs, I have a lot of the retros. The original one featured that synthetic suede that goes all around, and on this specific version, on the Generation 2, we have it on the outside of the lateral and medial side, and this one is very good. Despite the fact that it's synthetic, this is basically a fabric, and fabrics don't age that bad. They can go for decades, and if you have this kind of a fabric on the toe box, it will stay forever, because even if it creases, even if it's hit by some not that great of conditions, humidity, drought, it's not gonna dry out and it's not gonna feel like it's gonna crumble. Now, that's why I'm very surprised that this specific pair is preserved the way it is, because I don't know where the original owner kept them, but there's no problem with the upper. There's no problem with the synthetic leather. There's no crumbling, there's no stickiness, there's no any of these listed issues that I normally face with original pairs. Now, why I'm calling this Generation 2 and not Aztrek 2? Because of the reuse of the outsole midsole tooling. If you know your Aztreks, you will notice immediately the outsole and the midsole are exactly the same as the original one, which makes these amazing again, because this is one of my favorite setups. The creation and the design of this midsole is so streamlined. It depicts so well how a running shoe needs to look, with gradual progression from the toe box going to the heel. And if you look at the outsole, it even looks like these old speedboats where the midfoot section gets slimmer and slimmer, and the toe box is wider to accommodate your foot, and then it's wider on the heel as well to accommodate stability. We have dual density EVA here, which is actual dual density EVA, not like the retro, which was just painted over. This gray portion on the medial side, this is to remediate shifting your foot inwards like I do, and these are very stable to run. This was actually a performance runner 30 some years ago. Again, we have a massive Hexalite on the heel. In these early versions of the Hexalite was placed between the outsole and the midsole, which was not that great in my humble opinion, and the cushioning was not that amazing. And as soon as Reebok figured out how to place the Hexalite above the midsole and right below your foot. All their shoes became a lot more comfortable, and you can actually feel the Hexalite. So with the bottom placement, not too many pairs, you can feel the Hexalite unless it's super hot and kind of everything gets molded together. But with these, they took some breaking time. I remember back in the day, they took some breaking time for me to get the EVA of the midsole softer and start feeling the Hexalite, start feeling the comfort. But one thing that was super amazing with these is the stepping comfort of the shoe was like getting inside a warm blanket. It's going to be my fail comparison because the amount of padding this shoe has, and you'll see it on the heel and you'll see it on the tongue. The tongue was perforated. It was like a pillow wrapping around your foot. Tons of nice padding, which really contributed to the comfort. The tongue was held by these bungees to the bottom, and the insole you can actually pull out, and this is the Reebok Athletics insole that I've shown many times. It is excellent, anatomically correct and shaped with the arch support. This one you can pull out, clean, wash, refresh, and this is what I did back in the day. After wearing them for a long period of time, I'll pull these insoles out, take an old toothbrush and just wash them with some soap, dry them out real quick, and off I go. On top of it, we have Reebok and Aztrek. Of course, now with the updated version, we have a slightly different Reebok logo with the vector on the bottom. The old one was just saying Reebok. And the difference with the original pair, again, is on the tongue. You will see now we have only Reebok and the vector, and the original pair had Reebok and the running logo, the classic running logo, which I really liked what they were doing those early 90 days because the logos were different between the different segments of the footwear, running, basketball, cross training, tennis. Each one of them had different logos, and I really like that. They went away in the 93, 94 era when these came out, and it was just Reebok on the tongue. Same on the back, we have stitched in Reebok and the vector in the same color, and I absolutely love this combination between the dark navy, the lighter navy, and the white, and just absolutely beautiful. If you remember, the design of the toe box on the original one was slightly different, and I also again prefer the original one. This one was redesigned to feature just one element on the medial side. We have actual 3M reflecting on the toe box, and we have some on the heel, which again, we're missing the 3 dots here, signature on the heel that were done by Christian Tresser for the Pyro, for the Boston Road, and for the Aztrek. And this one has more of a kind of like linear style 3M in the back. Still, I believe this shoe to be one of the most beautiful designs ever created in the running footwear. These were so popular. I remember that back in the day, there was an owner of a store in my town that was selling all kinds of great sneakers at the time. He was selling a lot of Air Maxes, and obviously Air Max 93 came out at the time. It was a super popular shoe, and I absolutely love the Air Max 93. But when this Aztrek was released, I constantly saw him wearing this Aztrek on his feet all the time. And I actually asked him one time, I was, hey, do you mind me asking you, why not the Air Max? I mean, it's the newest technology. You can see the giant visible bubble. He said, I absolutely love the comfort of the Aztrek. I will never replace it. And I saw him after that, years after years, continuing to wear the Aztrek because it was such a nice and iconic shoe, has such a comfort. And this tiny toe lip they used to do on these runners, I absolutely love. The whole design of this shoe is so emblematic. So amazing to me. I love everything about it. Now with this new version, we have the vector and everything, and it's my size. I can put them on feet and I can walk around with them, and you'll see how great they look on feet. This is just, one of these pairs that anytime I see being sold out there in a great condition in my size, I will go ahead and grab it because it's just phenomenal. I mean, I geek out so much about this shoe, and probably those of you that are not as old as I am probably don't remember the shoe coming, but when I was in high school, and if you see a kid with the Aztrek on their feet, you knew that kid had money. You knew that kid knew what's up. I even remember one of the girls in my school that I was madly in love with in my teenage years had the women's version of this one, which was with the purple, and I always thought, man, she's not only she good looking, but she has amazing sneakers of the Aztrek on her feet. So it was kind of like double-edged sword for me. But anyway, this is kind of like an old time story for me. Regardless, I absolutely love the Aztrek. This is a phenomenal pair. If you guys find a pair in this kind of condition, don't hesitate, grab them right away. You will see what I'm talking about when I tell you how sneakers were made back in the day and what kind of quality was implemented in these sneakers. Obviously made in Korea, and you can tell that they're made in Korea. I mean, the quality is just steps and monumental steps above everything else. Even the laces, nice cotton laces, just the right amount of length. There's nothing obscene, they're not too short, none of that stuff. And this is a performance runner that we all loved. So yeah, long story short, guys, hit the thumbs up if you like the video, stay tuned to the channel, subscribe if you're new. There are a lot more videos coming very, very soon. I have a tons of vintage pairs like this one to show you. You guys are gonna be very excited to see. Also, a lot of new retros coming up, so I'm gonna show you those as well. And as always, guys, you have a wonderful day.